Yes. So here comes that is manager. The next concept is that is delegation. So here delegation is nothing but it's a process of transferring authority from superior to a subordinate. So here I am going to be explained with a small diagram or chart, that is delegation. So here first comes that is a manager, then next one is leader, next one. Okay, it's an example chart. So now the manager, by delegation it's going to be clearly defined about, that is how the authority is going to be flow from, or how the authorities are going to be taken places is going to be seen, can be seen in a delegation. So here, yes, so a transferring of authority from superior to a subordinate or yes. So this is called as a delegation. Delegation means that is a flow of authority or transferring of authority from a manager to a leader. So here the manager is a superior. Here a leader is a subordinate. Yes. So this process is called, that is a transferring of authority from a superior to a subordinate. This process is called as a delegation. So why a delegation is needed means it is essential for smooth functioning of a business. To carry out the business activity in a smoother manner, we need a delegation, because any manager or no matter how capable he is cannot perform all the functions on his own. So here why they has to be giving a authority, transferring authority means that is who knows that one, the manager is capable of doing all the works. Clear ಆಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕೆಲಸನೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Is it? So in that cases, that is a transferring of authority from manager to a leader. So the leader will be, even the manager and the leader can, both the person can be give the authority to a workers, or can pass the rights to often taking of carry outing a works can be taken places. So in that cases the authorities are very important for the purpose of carry outing a business activity in a smoother manner. Thus authority has to flow top to bottom, that is superior to his subordinates. So here delegation is nothing but a processing of transferring authority from superior to a subordinate. So it is essential for carry outing a smooth functioning in a business or a smooth functioning in the organization. We need a delegation. That is from the delegation, the authority is going to be flow from top to bottom. According to Theo Hyman, the delegation of authority merely the granting of authority to subordinates to operate within the prescribed limit. So here they are going to be giving a granting of authority to a subordinates that to carry out the works within the limited period or within the prescribed limits. There will be the limits will be given. So in certain limits they can use the authority which is transferred from a superior. So this is a meaning and definition of a delegation. Next one, in the delegation we used to see the three elements, that is authority and responsibility and accountability. We are well known about all these elements from beginning chapter. We are using the three words from the first chapter. Is it? So authority, responsibility and accountability, three are the elements of delegation. So here, that is delegation means process of transferring authority from superior to its subordinates ಅಂದ್ರೆ superior ಇಂದ or top level to lower level. So top level ಇಂದ lower level ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ top level ಇಂದ middle level ಗೆ transferring of authority. So that process is called as a delegation. So in the delegation, how much of elements are there? Delegation included 3 elements, that is authority, responsibility and accountability. The next one is, what is authority now? Yes. The term authority implies that right of an individual to take decision and command is subordinates. The authority means that a manager, if he is an authoritative person, so the manager will be having the authority of giving a task and taking a decision. Is taking a decision. So he will be a rights of giving an orders or a responsible taking of decisions and giving a command to a subordinates. This is called as a authority. The authority means, the term authority implies that right of an individual to take decision and to command is subordinates. Yes, taking a decisions in our working places or giving a command to a subordinates to in which they has to be carried out the works. So this is called as a authority. The next one, the concept of authority arises the positions in the scalar chain which highest at the top and declines as we move down the hierarchy. Yes, so we are learn the scalar chain, that is in the principle of Foyer's, that is in the one of the principle of a Foyer, the scalar chain, that is hierarchical. So here we are, that is authority arises the position in the scalar chain. So authority ella arise aitu, the positions in the scalar chain. Scalar chain alli arises aguttalla positions alli arises ಆಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು ಯಾವುದು? The authority, that is highest the top to decline to an bottom, that is authority. Thus it flow from top to bottom. It helps to maintain order in the organization and determining superior subordinate relationship. So here the authority is going to be flow from top to bottom, and along with that it helps to maintain the orders. It helps to maintain the orders in the organization and determining the superior subordinate relationship. So it also going to be helps to maintain the relationship with the superiors and subordinates. So that is the meaning of authority. So authority is nothing but that is a right of an individual to take a decisions and command to a giving a command or command to is subordinates. It's a meaning of authority. The next one, responsibility. It is the obligation of subordinate to perform the assigned duty. Yes. So now the authority is in the hands of manager. So the manager is going to assign the works to a leader. That is responsibilities in the hands of a leader. That is, it's an obligation. It's an obligation of carry outing or assigned works has to be completed by a leader, that is by taking a work from the workers. It's a responsibility. Next, it arises from superior subordinate relationship because the subordinate is bound to perform the duty assigned to him. Yes, this authority and responsibility, this responsibility, it helps to create the relationship with the superiors and subordinates. So here, because the subordinates are there in an organization to perform the assigned works from the superior. Thus, responsibility follow upwards follows, that is subordinates is always responsible is superior. So here the responsibility is going to be movement of upwards movement. So that's why the responsibility is nothing nothing but it's an obligation that is carried out in the authority assigned from the superior. This is a meaning of a responsibility. The next one is, what is accountability? It means being answerable for the final result. Now, the leader, that is our the supervisor, used to carry out the works with the worker. So, he is going to assign the works, or the works are going to be carried out. Now, the accountability. Now, the accountability means that is nothing but answerability. Answer. It is order, obligation, then answer. Yes. So, what the works are going to be assigned by authority? It's a responsibility of the leader to carry out the work. Yes. So, in that process, now the accountability is nothing but that is answerability for the final result. So, the assigned works has to be carried out from the workers. Then the answer has to be submitted to a leader. Then the leader is going to be submit to a manager. So, it is an obligation to carry out the responsibility and to give report about the one performances to superior. So, what the orders has been given, that works process has to be, that is report has to be submitted to a superior. Authority can be delegated by superior to his subordinates, but accountability can never be delegated. Yes. So, here authority can be delegated, means authority can be transferred from one person to another person, but accountability cannot be transferred from one person to another person. It should be directly reported to, or it should be given, it should be report to a superior itself. We cannot be transferred the accountability to another person. So, this is the meaning of three elements, that is authority, responsibility and accountability. In the same way, authority means that is right to give the orders. Responsibility means it's a obligation of carrying out the works assigned from the superior. Then the accountability is nothing but it's an answer of carrying out the answer of the orders given from the superior. So, whatever the orders given from the superior, that has to be reported to a manager, that is by making an answer of orders. These are the elements of a delegation, that is authority, responsibility and accountability. The next one is differences between authority, responsibility and accountability. Yes, the first one, on the basis of meaning, right to give order. Here, authority will be have a rights of giving an order. Here, responsibility will be have the duty of carrying the work, because it's an obligation. The next one, accountability means being answerable for the job performed. So, what the works are going to be carried out, they are the responsible for the making of, answerable for the superior. The next one, on the basis of delegation, authority can be delegated, means authority can be transferred from one person to another person. Responsibility, it cannot be transferred. And along with that one, the accountability, yes, it cannot be transferred to one person to another one person, because the which superior has given the orders to which subordinates, they are the responsible for making of answerable. Next one, on the basis of origin, it arises from formal position to individual. So, it is going to be origin from the formal positions. The responsibility arises from delegated authority. So, here authorities, positions or origins are going to be arises when the orders has been passed. Next one, accountability. Accountability is going to be arises when the responsibility is formed. So, responsibility arises ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಅರೈಸ್ ಆಗೋದು accountability. So, orders ನಮಗೆ ಬರ್ದನೆ ಇದೆ, there is no responsibility. If there is no responsibility, if there is no obligation, there is no accountability, there is no answerability. So, the next one, flow, that is authority flow from superior to subordinate. Responsibilities flow from subordinate to superior. Next, accountability is going to be flow from subordinate to superior. So here authority is going to be flow from superior to a subordinate. Responsibility is going to be flow from subordinate to a superior. So in the same way, accountability is going to be flow from subordinate to a superior. The next one, on the basis of nature, authority is power. It's a right. That is, authority is a right. Responsibility is a duty. Accountability is a answerability. So here, authority means it's a power. Responsibility means it's a duty. Accountability means it's a answerability. Okay. So again I am making comparison on the basis of meaning. Authority means that is right to give the orders. Responsibility means it's a duty of carrying or performing. Accountability means it's a duty of answerability of the work. The next one, on the basis of delegation, authority can be delegated. The responsibility cannot be delegated, means transferred to any other person. The same way the accountability cannot be delegated. The next one, on the basis of verging, so authority is going to be arises when from the formal structure or from the formal position. But the responsibility is going to be arises when there is an arises of authority, there will be a place for the responsibility. Means the responsibility completely depend on the authority. So after that one, the accountability. Accountability is going to be arises when there is a responsibility has been framed or when the responsibility has been arised. The next one, on the basis of flow. So here authority is going to be flow from top to bottom, that is superior to a subordinate, but the responsibility is going to be flow from subordinate to a superior. In the same way, accountability is going to be flow from subordinate to a superior. The next one, on the basis of nature, authority is a power, it's a right. Responsibility is a duty, it's a carrying, it's a obligation. The next one, accountability is a answerability of the boxes. So these are the differences between the comparisons about authority, responsibility and accountability. The next one, importance of delegation. It's a very important repetitive question from your viewpoint of your examination. The first one, effective management. Yes. When we have a delegation, that is a proper delegation in an organization, it leads to effective management. How? By empowering the employees, the manager are able to function more efficiently as they get more time off, concentrate on the important matter. Yes, obviously, when transferring of authority from one person to another one person, then the manager is going to be free from that work. So that work is going to be carried out from the subordinates. So the manager can look after another works. So when he have freeness of working off with another aspects, then automatically the management efficiency is going to be increases. So if there is no delegation, means all the works are has to be completed or carried out by a manager. So in that cases, the manager is going to be confused about what the works are has to be carried out, and he may be stressed to carry out the particular works. So there we cannot identify the efficiency. But when we have the delegation, so easily we can identify the efficiency in the management. That is the next one, employee development. Yes, obviously when we assign the works to any other person, that is when we give the rights of authority for any one person, that is he is going to be give the result of 100% by involving in the particular task or the works. So by empowering the employee, the manager are able to function more efficiency as they get more time to concentrate on important matter. Yes. So here Employee development means when we give a chances to employees to perform by taking their own orders, and when they asked to be report to particular person or superior means obviously in the work we can identify the efficiency. So when we are finding the efficiency in an working, so automatically the employees are going to be developed in the nature. The next one, facilitation of growth. Yes, delegation facilitates growth and expansion by providing trained and experienced person for taking up leading positions in a new project. Yes, so here when the employees are developed in the by taking a new challenges, automatically we can see the growthness in the person and along with in the organization. So by providing a very good trained and required skills and knowledges can be provided by delegating or by providing a delegation. So in that case, that improvisation, that the person can be recruited or that the person can be posted for a new posts or new project can be taken places. The next one, the better coordination. Yes, obviously when we provide when we follow the elements is the authority, responsibility and accountability, obviously it helps to see the coordination among the workers in the organization, that is a superior to a subordinates. The elements of delegation, namely authority, responsibility, accountability, clearly defined powers, duties and answerability related to various departments. This helps to avoid the overlapping of duties and bring better. Yes, so when we know clear picture about that one, who has to communicate to which person and who has to report to whom another, it going to be clearly defined it. So in that cases, it going to be reduces the overlapping of our duties, and along with that one, it going to be bring the better working nature in the organization. The next one, quick decision making. Obviously, the subordinates are given authority to take decisions. They need not to go to their superior from time to time for taking a decision or routine matters. Yes, so when we provide the particular rights to workers, then the pressurization of a manager is going to be reduced, because the superior is going to take the place of working activity by taking decisions can be taken places. That is no need of suggesting or no need of reporting to a manager. By himself he can only take a decisions, that is which is needed for the carrying a particular task or the work. The next one, basis of management hierarchical. Yes, this delegation is going to be framed on the basis of hierarchy, that is scalar chain. The delegation authority determines who has to report to whom. It creates the chain of superior subordinate relationship, which is the basis of hierarchy of management. So here it going to be by the following the hierarchical pattern, the delegations is going to be framed. These are the importances of delegation. The next one comes, that is decentralization. Yes, centralization and decentralization we had seen in the second chapter, that is principles of management, that is in the 5 principles. That is one of the principles, that is delegation. So now what is delegation now? Decentralization. Decentralization of authority means systematic dispersal of authority from all departments and all levels of management for taking a decisions and actions appropriate at the respective levels. Yes, so here decentralization means, that is our decisions taking power, and that is the authority will be in the all the departments. The authority will be in the among all the departments, and all the levels of management can take the decisions and can be carried out the works. That is the decentralization. An organization is said to be decentralized when the manager at the middle and lower lower level have been given the authority to take a decisions for their respective areas. Yes. So here, yes, the decentralization helps to one manager when we when we are following a decentralization in the organization. So it helps to all the workers to take the quick decision and also carry out the works in more effective and efficiency manner. According to Louis Allen, decentralization refers to systematic effort to delegate to the lowest level all authority expert that which can be exercised at a central point. Yes, so here the delegation it going to be simplifies that the delegated is going to be in the lower level, and all the authorities and they expect the accountability is going to be submitted to our senior itself, but the authority will be in the hands of all the levels. That is called as a decentralization according to Louis Allen. Decentralization means that is authoritative. The authority will be in the hands of two or more persons, all the levels in the departments. All the departments will be having the authority of taking a decision or authority of giving a rights, commands. So everything will be in the disposable manner. So it is called as a decentralization. Next, the importance of decentralization. It is also one of the important topic, that is 8-mark question related to your examination. The first one, quick decision making. Yes, when we follow the decentralization in the organization, so obviously we can identify the quick decision making process, because the authority will be spread or disposable in all the departments. So when the authority is disposed in all the levels, so all the departmental managers are more responsible to take more rights or orders to carry out the particular works. So there we can identify the quick decision making. That is, managers are free to make their own decision within the specific area of task assigned to them. The enterprises enjoys the benefit of quick decision making. Next one, develop initiative among the subordinates. Yes, so when we decentralize, that is when we provide the authority to some person, so they are going to take the employees can be identified with the initiative of the work. Yes, I will be take the that is authority ನಾನು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. The new challenges can be taken places. So it helps to promote self-reliance and confidence among the subordinates. Yes, it helps to build our confidence in the workers to carry out the works. This is because lower managerial level has been given freedom to take their own decision and they learn to depend on their own judgment. Yes, so they have to take their own decision and they have to give the judgment for the working process. It also helps to identify those executives who have the potential to become the dynamic leader. So by building a good dealers among the workers, so in that person also going to be involved with the more knowledgeable persons, and along with that one it can increase the initiative among the workers. The next one, develop managerial talent for the future. Yes, formal training along with the experience of handling independent assignments helps to create a resource of qualified and capable managers who can take up more challenging positions in the upcoming ventures of the organization. So here, when we provide the new challenges, so when we see the decentralization, the new managers, that is the managers will be in expertise in of handling of assigned duties, and they are going to be expertised in by highly qualified by completing their own tasks. That is develops managerial talent for the future. The next one, relief to top management. Yes, obviously when we see the decentralization, so the reliefness will be provided to a top management, because when we follow the decentralization means there we cannot identify the more pressurizations will be for a top level management, because they used to provide the authority and the works are has to be verified and the reports has to be checked correctly and then they has to be carried out. So that this will be process will be involved. In that cases the relief will be given to a top level management. It helps to reduce the amount of direct superior over the subordinate by giving them freedom to take decisions and act on their own. Yes, it helps to ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಓನ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಶೋ ಮಾಡೋದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Thus reduces the workload of top executives and they can devote their time and attention to important policy matters. Yes, when we provide or when we make a deviations of our answerability to other person, so it helps to make our top management to look after about other works in an organization. The next one, facilitates growth. Yes, so it provides greater autonomy to lower level managers and departmental heads. Yes, so the autonomy will be, the freedom will be provided to all the low level workers and the departmental managers. This encourages them to function more effectively to prove their superiority and facilitate expansions and growths of an organization. So here when they provide the some decision making, when they provide the freeness or freedom to take their own decisions, automatically we can identify the efficiency in decision making process and the effectiveness in a decision making process. The next one, development of executives. Yes, so by giving an opportunity to take decisions, it helps to make or it helps to develop their initiative works of the co-workers. Next one, reduce workload. So here a decentralization reduce the workloads of by giving a delegation, that is or by using the elements of delegation, authority, responsibility and accountability among the duty among the managers, so that the workload of a manager is reduces and restricted to a job assigned to them. Yes, the works are going to be then assigned to all workers, then it's going to be make the reduces of workload of a manager. So this is importances and definitions of a decentralization. Decentralization is nothing but here the authority will be in the hands of in all the levels. The disposal of authority will be in the hands of all the departmental levels. So here they are going to be give the big relief to a top level, and the manager are going to be more comfortable with the working process, and along with that one they can be looked after with other matters. The importances are quick decision making. The next one, initiates among the subordinates, develops managerial talents for the future, relief for top management, facilitates growth, develops of executives, reduces workload to a top management. The last topic, that is centralization. So here that is a direct opposite to a decentralization. Centralization of authority at top level for decision making with one or few manager is known as a centralization of authority. So a decentralization means the decision making process will be in the hands of by all the departments, or the more number of members are going to be involved in decision making process. But in a centralization, it will be in the hands of only by top level, and or few members are going to be involved with the decision making process. Thus is called as a centralization. Thus under centralization, the top level management only task the decisions, yes, or take the decisions, yes. So here only the top level is going to take the decisions in the centralization. The lower level of management have to follow it, and they do not have a decision making power. Just here they used to follow the instructions of a top level. So there is no rights to take their own decisions in the working places. But in a decentralization, there is a free to take their own decisions in a working nature, that is by taking of authority. The next one, according to Louis Allen, centralization is a systematic and consistent revision of authority at central point in an organization. So here, the centralization means the decision making process will be in the central point of an organization, that is a top level will be having a centralization, that is decision making process. Yes, this is called as a centralization. So decentralization is nothing but that is a decision making process will be involved by all the departments. So number of members will be more in the decision making process. But centralization means it is only made by top level management. It is only restricted to a top management, and the workers are not going to be allowed in a centralization. But in a top level, in a decentralization, workers, the managers and the top level, everyone are going to be involved in decision making process. So there we can see the creativity, innovative and that is initiative workers can be easily identified in a decentralization. But in a centralization, we cannot identify the creativity, innovative and initiative works from the workers. So there will be a more burden to a top level management, and there will be relief to a workers, but there will be a more rigid in a decentralization. So these are the topics related to the chapter, that is organizing. So organizing chapter alli idistu kuda included agide. So in the viewpoint of your examination, learn the meaning and definition of organizing. Next, learn the formal and informal organization and structure, that is functional and divisional, and along with that one, delegation, importances, decentralization importances are very important from your viewpoint of your examination. Thank you.